Yo, what is up, my friends? It's your boy Steve from Straight Fire Picks. We're back with your best bets from Major League Baseball here for you today on Friday, August 15th, 2025. MLB player props, run lines, totals, parlays here for you today. 5 picks in the video. Let's lock in and get this sweep.
Well, my presence isn't real. It's another bad one like this is scale. It's straight fire. All my bets straight from. You're in the house that cat made now. Straight fire.
As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. On the road to 10,000 subscribers. Appreciate you guys as always. Let's have a big day today here on Friday here in the Major League Baseball. I was going to say association, but I don't think that'd be right. But let's hop right into a recap from yesterday, guys. We had 3 picks. We ended up going 1 and 2. It was not our best day, but not really anything... Not anything that was too terrible either. We were minus 0.71 units, so lost less than a unit. We cashed our hit parlay with James Wood and JP Crawford. We ended up getting that one done, so that was obviously very nice. Then we had Profar and Soto over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Soto gets there. Profar gets a hit. Gets 5 plate appearances and doesn't get it done. He was obviously pretty close. It's kind of unfortunate that he had to go up against Diaz in the 9th inning. If the Braves hadn't taken the lead in the 8th, I think we would have saw a different pitcher, which would have been better for us there. So that was a little bit unfortunate, but what are you going to do? It's just one of those things that happens. Like I said, yeah, 1 and 2, minus 0.71 units. Like I said, not our best day, but we can keep rolling with that, guys. It's not like... obviously 0 and 3 would have been pretty bad, but like I said, 1 and 2 is something that's obviously not too bad there. As far as our comment cappers, pretty solid call. It's in the chat. Once again, we got to get the bag calling Kerry Carpenter over 1.5 bases, and Demetrius Smith calling Kerry Carpenter and Juan Soto to each get a base hit. That comes through as well. So great calls there from our comment cappers. If you guys want to participate in that program, drop your favorite pick down below in the chat. Put a star or an asterisk next to your pick. If your pick hits in the chat, we will give it a shout out in our next video, so keep that in mind. Great way to participate here at the channel, and also to get your name shouted out, obviously if that hits. We're on the channel as well, guys. All of our links that you guys would need here at the channel in relation to membership, merchandise, social media, that's all down below in the pinned comment and the description. So just keep that in mind if you guys are looking for any of that stuff. Like I said, it's been a lot of fun. I just want to note, this is day number 7 in a row, guys, of videos. I want my free set of steak knives. I'm just playing. But we are trying to be more consistent, and obviously it's been a good week. We've had 7 straight days of videos. I don't know when the last time we did that was, so that is definitely good. Hoping to keep that trend rolling as far as that goes. And then we'll have NFL and college football starting up as well. So we're planning to cap both the NFL and college football. So should be a fun season. We're getting things rolling finally in baseball. Like I said, we haven't had our greatest of years, but things have been pretty good, really, since the All-Star break. We've done pretty well, especially here over the last week. So let's keep it rolling here today, guys. Let's lock in and get a 5-0 sweep. So let's get right into our picks. Here at number 1, we got Sandy Alcantara, under 17.5 outs. Parlay with Trevor Story to get a base hit. Plus 130 odds here on Fanatics. So obviously these two go hand in hand. Story could play a role in helping get Alcantara out of there before the end of the 6th. But I really like this, guys. Alcantara, if you guys haven't been following baseball this season too closely, Alcantara's had a horrible season. His worst season really as a professional. He's under in 14 of his 23 starts, 8 of 10 under on the road. He has gotten hit around this season, pretty much every which way. Obviously, particularly on the road, he has been pretty much awful, which is weird to say because he used to be one of the more dominant pitchers in baseball. But here, I think a lot of it is he gets the respect for having his name because he kind of built up his name, and he's still getting the respect with this type of a line. But this is just not it, guys. I don't see him going 6 innings with the way he struggled this year. And also versus this Red Sox lineup, right? Red Sox have hit the ball and have a very high OPS, obviously, at home this season. They've been a great home team, very much a home hitting team. By the numbers, they're 8th in WRC plus versus righty pitching this season. Also 3rd in walk rate over the last 15 games versus righty pitching. So I like seeing that. We're hoping to obviously see, walks and hits, particularly Story. We're hoping Story can obviously get the hit. On the Trevor Story side, he's got a hit in 63% of games this season, 69% at home. He's also a career 2 for 3 off the starter, Sandy Alcantara. This is the right kind of matchup we want, right on right, because that's where Alcantara's been weakest. He's allowing a 298 average to righty bats, so we love seeing that. So I really like this one, guys. I think, honestly, I don't see how this doesn't cash. I know it's weird to say, but I just, no way do I see Alcantara going 6 innings in this one. It's just not something I see happening. You never know. Lightning could strike, but I just don't see it happening. So, love it there, guys. For number 1 pick, we got Sandy Alcantara under 17.5 outs. Parlay with Trevor Story to get a base hit. Plus 130 odds here on Fanatics. Okay, and at number 2, we got the Atlanta Braves first 5 innings plus 0.5 run line. Parlay with Jerickson Profar to get a base hit here on the Braves as well. Plus 120 odds here on Fanatics. Risking a unit here. Yeah, love this one as well, guys. The Braves are coming off a series with the Mets where they took 2 out of 3. So I like seeing that. The momentum and the vibes are definitely good right now with the Braves. If you watch the end of that Mets game, there was a lot of smiles there, which I like seeing that. I like a team that's feeling good. Even though the season's pretty much lost, they're still joyful playing baseball, which is important. They're still very much trying to win games and obviously trying to return the Braves name, which has been kind of in the toilet this season, which is weird to say because Braves are normally, at the top of the standings. Not so much this season. Like I said, coming off a good series, and I think we got the pitching edge here, which is why I wanted to take the first 5. The starting pitching edge, rather. Waldrop here on the Braves, 2-0, 1.54 ERA, a .86 whip so far this season. So obviously love seeing that. I think he's going to have a good chance to go out there versus this Cleveland lineup and obviously have some success here. Joey Cantello of the Guardians, 3-2, 4.11 ERA, a 1.40 whip this season. He has a 5.26 ERA and a 1.52 whip, though, in home games, which I love seeing that. And really what caught my attention to this game is, I'm like, man, the Braves offense has got to be rolling. And, I was curious to see how they've been doing versus lefties. Well, they're 8th in WRC plus versus left-handed pitching over the last 30 games and 2nd in walk rate. So, obviously love seeing that. I think we have a nice advantage here. This lineup, obviously, when they're right, they're very dangerous. You got Ozuna finally back in the lineup as well, and he's honestly been doing pretty solid since he's been back in the lineup. Obviously, Olsen, Profar, guys like that. Acuna was actually listed in the lines today, so Acuna might be playing as well, which is obviously great. That only helps us there. So, and then as far as Jerickson Profar to get a base hit, he's got to hit 71% of games, 73% on the road. Love seeing that. Profar batting .308 versus left-handed pitching this season, so we love that as well, as Cantillo is the lefty there. So love it there, guys. For number 2 pick, we got the Atlanta Braves, first 5 innings, plus 0.5 run line. Parlay with Jerickson Profar to get a base hit, plus 120 odds here on Fanatics. Okay, and at number 3, I feel like I'm taking the same combo of players just about every day for this, but we got Manny Machado, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Parlay with Juan Soto, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, plus 204 odds on Fanatics. So Soto's line's about even. Machado's like minus 140, minus 145 in that range. But really like this spot again today. Machado, guys, 63% hit rate this season in this line, 65% on the road. 7 for 21 off of Clayton Kershaw since 2021 with a walk. So we like seeing that. Really solid numbers there. Obviously, he's capable of getting this done in many ways. He could be a multi-hit guy. He obviously has power at different points. And gets on base a lot by via the walk. So we love seeing that. There's a lot of different ways that Machado could get there. He's not just a one-trick pony. He's able to get on base many different ways. Kind of like... actually, kind of like Profar that we were mentioning yesterday. He gets on base a lot of different ways. He could have RBI chances where he hits in the lineup at third, behind Arias and Tatis, which obviously could be great for him. And I'm still waiting for the breakout game from him. So we took him 3 times in the last week. We cashed 2 of 3 with him. But he really didn't have a great game in any of those 3 games where I was like, man, now I'm like, okay, we got the equity on him. I feel like it's building. I feel like he's really due for a big game, and he hasn't had one in quite a while. So I'm still waiting on that. Until that happens, I'm going to be playing his lines quite often. But he has 3 of his last 4 games this line. Like I said, we were on 3 of those. I don't know why I said 2. I think we were on 3 of those because we missed 1 and then we hit 2. We hit back-to-back on him. And then as far as Juan Soto, guys, 57% hit rate this season, 57% at home. 2 for 9 off of Castillo, which doesn't sound the greatest, but he's got 4 walks off of him since 2021. So if you put that all together, he's on base 6 out of 13 times versus Castillo. And that's really what we're measuring because we get the hits, the runs, and the RBIs. So obviously walks are very helpful as well. So obviously love that on-base percentage. That's how he got it done yesterday. He got a walk and a run, and then he got, I believe, a single. Did he get a single? I think he got a single as well. But yeah, that's how he got it done. That obviously helps. He's on a 7-game hits, runs, RBI streak. 9 of his last 12 overall. What more is there to say? The guy's been really hot at the plate. So love it there for number 3 pick, guys. Got Manny Machado over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Parlay with Juan Soto over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Plus 204 odds here on Fanatics. Okay, and at number 4, we're going Tigers Twins over 9.5 runs. Plus 100 odds here on Fanatics, risking unit here. I looked at the 2 starters in this game, and I was like, and I knew the 2 bullpens have been terrible of late. Tigers bullpen has been one of the worst of late. That's a big reason for their big skid that they had. So this bullpen's still figuring things out, so obviously they could give up runs. And then Charlie Morton, the starter for the Tigers, really isn't much better. 7-10, 5.48 ERA, 1.53 WHIP this season, 5.80 road ERA with a 1.57 WHIP. He has not been very good at all. He's had a very rough season. And then Pearson Ole of the Twins, 0-2, 7.15 ERA, 1.50 WHIP this season. He hasn't had a lot of appearances, but he has not been very good either. So obviously, like saying that, like I just mentioned, 2 of the worst bullpens going right now in the bigs. The Tigers, as we mentioned, the Twins haven't been much better either. So I'm expecting hits and runs here. It's going to be in the 80s up there in Minnesota, so the weather is definitely conducive for the ball flying out in Minnesota, and at times, obviously, that could be a very home run friendly park, which we're hoping it is obviously today. Get some guys on base and then hit a big fly. Let's get these runs done, guys. So, yep, love the subpar pitching on the starting and the bullpen front. It's really as simple as that. So, love that for number 4 pick, guys. You get Tigers Twins over 9.5 runs, plus 100 odds here on Fanatics. Okay, and finally at number 5, we got Yusei Kikuchi under 17.5 outs. Parlay with J.P. Crawford to get a base hit, plus 207 odds on Fanatics. So I had to go back to my boy J.P. Crawford. We'll explain why, though, in a minute. Kikuchi, though, this is a lot like Alcantara from earlier. Kikuchi's under in 8 of his last 9 starts. 6 of his last 6 starts on the road he's gone under. So I don't know why his line is still at 17.5. That seems very wild to me, especially since they're up against the Athletics, who have been great versus lefty pitching. They're 3rd in WRC plus versus lefty pitching over the last 15 games. They're 5th in walk rate as well versus lefty pitching over the last 15 games. So this team has done pretty solid versus lefties for the most part. And I think here this is going to be a tough task for Kikuchi on the road in a AAA park and versus an A's team that has pretty much been good all year versus left-handed pitching. So like I said, I think this is going to be too tough here on Kikuchi. And then Crawford, guys, he's got a hit in 68% of games, 70% on the road. They are on the road at the Mets today. It's also a career 4 for 14 off the starter Sean Manaea today. Manaea allowing a 278 batting average, 2 lefty bats. So I love seeing that. For whatever reason, lefties see him pretty well. Crawford hasn't hit lefties too well, which is why you're getting the fantastic value on him to get a hit. But I love the value that you're getting. It's like minus 150 for J.P. Crawford to get a hit. I think that's too good to pass up. Oh, and then you also factor in, the Mets bullpen's been awful of late. They're another bullpen that has just been throwing games, giving up runs. They've been terrible. So I really like Crawford to be able to get a hit here. So love that for number 5 pick, guys. Got Usai Kikuchi under 17.5 outs. Parlay with J.P. Crawford to get a base hit. Plus 207 odds here on Fanatics. And then, of course, our number 6 pick are for the Sweep Parlay. Plus 88 12 odds on Fanatics now. Normally we have that 20% boost. I recorded this a little bit too early in the morning, though. So I couldn't get my boost in yet. They dropped the boost at like 7 or 8 o'clock. So I was a little too early recording to get that boost. But that's okay. We'll still make over 8 units, almost 9 units on this. I'd be very happy with that. Alright, guys, that is it for our picks. If you guys enjoyed the content, as always, hit the like and subscribe. Share the video with a friend. Make sure your noties are turned on. If you guys don't see our video pop up in the morning for whatever reason, make sure you go to the YouTube search bar, type in Straight Fire Picks, and go to our channel home. It's likely we'll drop the video usually by 10 a.m. at the latest Eastern time. Some days, if it goes really late, definitely by 12, usually, if we are dropping a video. So just keep that in mind. If you guys are ever looking for our content or videos, it's kind of how that works. So, but I shoot for 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. window, Eastern time, when we drop videos. So just keep that in mind as well. So, that is it for everything, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Drop your favorite pick below. We're gearing up for the NFL and college football seasons. I'm super excited about that. Already started research on the NFL and college football seasons. Super excited about that. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you guys all next time. Peace out.